Diddy's house. Freak out.
Yeah, it seems to be more lawsuits coming out, men and women now. It just gets crazier and crazier.
What did I say? They gonna you. They gonna put that 2C on you and let the good times roll, baby. Yeah, you got Ashton Kutcher in love with Mila Kunis on that 70s show. Then they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts hanging out with Diddy. Then he marries Demi Moore, who drained him of all the adrenochrome she can, and apparently he replenished himself by doing inappropriate things with their daughters. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas. Neek, real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that.
And I'm going to say this about you now, baby. Everybody who knows you are dumb as a sack of hair. Truth is, if it wasn't for your singing and your dancing, you would have never been anything more.
The curtain lifts on a world few will ever witness. But Jaguar Wright says she's seen it up close. Close enough to catch the scent of champagne and the sound of hushed conversations. According to her, Diddy's infamous parties weren't just glamorous gatherings filled with stars and music. They were meticulously staged displays of excess. She claims these nights had the power to build or destroy reputations, and in some cases, even endanger lives.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
One point, I went to Philly, followed him all the way to Philly. He threw a party, and he said, yo, Playboy, this party costs $1.5 million to throw. I'm like, you are out of your mind. And I said, Puff, I'll throw you a party for $400.
So what are your thoughts on all the his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, this is false, and you know,
Liars.
they were saying, yeah, should they speak up now?
It's getting a little too late for those who are complicit.
2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire. Feeling good?
Oh, you put that thing on the woo!
So you see how we do it here on the Saturday. Just as good as you see how we do it here on the Saturday. Just as good as
Jaguar Wright describes a hidden world behind the glitter private jets landing in the Hamptons, Miami, or LA, with music's biggest stars arriving in luxury two mansions where the real scenes unfolded. She claims these homes were staged like movie sets, with champagne towers and cameras quietly rolling in the shadows. To the public, it looked like glamour. To insiders, she says, it was a trap. According to Wright, what she experienced around Diddy nearly destroyed her life. These gatherings, she alleges, weren't just about indulgence, but manipulation, places where reputations could be built or broken, where danger lingered behind every toast. To her, it was psychological warfare disguised as luxury. A stage 4, control and blackmail.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or that's all that happens at Diddy parties. I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it, praise the Lord, you know.
According to Jaguar Wright, anyone caught on those so-called frick-off tapes lived in constant fear, knowing that exposure could destroy their careers and reputations. She claimed that many stars involved would do anything to keep those secrets buried. In a shocking allegation, Wright accused Usher of drawing Justin Bieber into the same world of temptation and manipulation she had described. She clarified that it wasn't about rituals or mysticism. It was about innocence being traded for opportunity, and survival coming at a heavy cost. Usher, who she said had once been molded by the same system, was accused of continuing the cycle by leading Bieber into Diddy's inner circle, a place Wright described as thriving on control, secrecy, and corruption.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this is, because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
Think about it. We all remember Justin Bieber as the fresh-faced teenager singing about young love. But Jaguar Wright portrayed him as a pawn in a much older, darker game. According to her, mentorship in the music industry wasn't always about nurturing talent. Sometimes it meant being used to maintain power and protect the system.
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not. Everything ain't for everybody.
The center of it all. Jaguar Wright spoke of what she called the blackmail vault. She claimed that Diddy's power wasn't built solely on hit records, business deals, or fame, but on secrets. According to her, these were moments caught on camera, private confessions, and files that could be used against anyone who dared to rebel. Her claims echoed parts of Cassie Ventura's testimony, where she reportedly admitted that certain recordings existed and that the fear of them being exposed kept her silent. Wright went further, suggesting it wasn't just Cassie, but many well-known figures who were trapped the same way, caught in situations that could destroy their careers if the truth ever surfaced.
The exchange in text between the two of them. So you're the lawyer representing Diddy. They showed a text of her saying, "Can't wait for the next freak off."
That's what she said.
That's what she said to him.
At one point, Jaguar Wright broke down, saying most people have no idea how heavy the emotional toll truly is. She described the pain of watching something she loved being torn away and treated as if it never mattered, while the world simply moved on. Even after more than 2 decades, 21 years, as she put it, Wright admitted she still feels trapped in that same pain, unable to fully escape the shadow of what she went through.
He did that to me.
Yeah, he said, nah, shut up, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He actually said, take that to you.
To Cassie, I was like, you know, not me. What the hell could I be taking? But I'm smashing him out. And he's like, yeah, but you like that? Yeah, take that. I broke out laughing in the middle of the freak off. And she started laughing too. He smiled a little bit. He let us laugh it out for a couple of seconds, and he was like, all right, get back to it.
Yo, Art, you know what's crazy, man? Like, and I know I'm gonna get...
Jaguar Wright didn't hold back when she began naming those she believed became casualties of Diddy's powerful empire. She pointed to Craig Mack as one of the first, a rising star who mysteriously disappeared just as his career was taking off, while most people assumed he simply faded from the spotlight. Wright claimed his downfall was anything but natural. It was the cost of crossing a system built on silence. She went further, linking rumors involving other major names like Aaliyah, Left Eye, and even Michael Jackson to the same dark circles of influence. The speculation only intensified online when TikTok users noticed an eerie coincidence. 3 major stars, all gone on the 25th of different months, each connected in some way to the worlds dominated by Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce.
I'm gonna say this about you now, baby. Everybody who knows you are dumb as a sack of hair. Truth is, if it wasn't for your singing and your dancing, you would have never been anything more than a shampoo girl in your mother's shop. And as long as she gets to be the prettiest, and as long as she gets to be the #1, she don't care what nobody do, how they do it. She knew what her father, Matthew Knowles, was doing with all of those other girls in Destiny's Child. She's a whole space cadet.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
Time, and Piers Morgan said it. They're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this? About
Beyonce
what's going
is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day, and she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many up people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm love now.
What kind of love? Baby oil love? Baby love? Explicit love, hey!
Even 50 Cent joined in, mocking Jay-Z online and teasing him for staying loyal to Diddy despite the mogul's mounting legal troubles. Jaguar Wright also called out Jay-Z's silence, saying that his refusal to speak or distance himself only adds more fuel to the growing suspicion surrounding him.
I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? So you image yourself after a gay painter. Your big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said you want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Record. Tricky, Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you.
Like Kim Burrell said that Jay-Z called her and asked her to come and minister to his wife, who was locked in a room for 12 hours, listening to Kim Burrell records, rocking back and forth and shit. I guess she was trying to break the spell. I don't know. I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened.
What made Wright's claims even more unsettling was how closely they seemed to align with details that surfaced in court. Cassie's testimony described so-called freak-off, parties that went on for days, wild gatherings filled with strangers and substances, choreographed like a disturbing performance. She said she was coerced, manipulated with recordings, and treated not as a partner, but as property, another piece in a system built on control and fear.
It has a lot to do with your presence at the label that you're at, and you know how well you're respected with the people that you're working with. And I put out a lot of.
She was literally on the stand and said, I wanted to do them because I didn't want him to do them with anybody else. She said in the text message, I'm always ready for a freak off. And it's like, instead of taking her words at face value, women are like, actually, she was groomed.
The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas.